Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending the LinkedIn Live today. My name is Mike Stallings. I'm the Senior Vice President here at Capital Distribution, and this is our second segment of introducing our new rewards program called Building 101. And today we're going to have three vendors that we're going to introduce that are our partners to bring this program to you and your property. We have Richard from Paul Davis Restoration of New York and New Jersey. We have Richie Benelli from Ranch Hall Plumbing, and also we have Mike coming on from Trio Capital later on. First, as many of you know, or some of you know anyway, that we did launch this program yesterday with our first webinar, and I wanted to kind of recap a little bit about what we talked about yesterday, just to give those who maybe missed the first webinar a opportunity to learn at least the basics about Building 101. In our comments box there, if you have any questions during this presentation, we'll try to address them as speakers finish their monologue. But you may not see it pop up in the chat box if you post a question. Don't worry, we're seeing it on our end, but it goes through a screening process. But you can post any questions in there. We also put a link. You'll see this in the chat box as well. This is to our landing page on Building 101. So if you want to see some more details or request more information, you can always just go there and pick that up. But I wanted to put that. That's also in the chat box. You should see that. That should be there. But to kind of recap everything we were talking about yesterday on Building 101 and what the concept is. Actually, I'm sorry about this slide. These are our speakers today. I should have went to that first, but apologize, everyone. So the concept is it's a very simple process. Basically, we've partnered up with different vendors for all types of services that you as a commercial property manager or owner are going to utilize. And to become a part of this, it's really simple. The 101 process of this is straightforward. It's very much one form to fill out, no cost or obligation to you, but one solution for all your property's maintenance needs. And the concept basically is, we've partnered up with different vendors on a nationwide level, and we're going to kind of go through a few of those in a minute. But what you get to do is utilize these different services that you use every day, whether it's a plumber, whether it's a restoration company, whether it's a supply house, whether it's a business financing, so on and so forth. And we've had all these different partners, and basically you're able to get some perks for being part of this program and utilize those services that they offer. And if you choose to utilize those services, not only are you going to get top-notch service at your location and get the job, and they're going to come out and get the job done or provide the product or service that you need, but you're also going to get rewarded with credits that you can utilize on any other solution within the family of partners that we've assembled. The best part about this is there's no obligation, there's no contract, there's no cost, and there's no fuss. From our end at Capital, what we're doing is we're actually providing you your own personal concierge team to help you find the best solutions within your property. So to basically seek out reasons for you to utilize these partners. And it could be a pricing issue, it could be a service issue, it could be an availability issue. All these things, our team is dedicated to work with you and point out places where it benefits you to utilize these services. Part of this, and Richard will be talking about this shortly, I'm sure, regarding Paul Davis, it also gives you access to their first priority club if you qualify for it, which I'm sure he'll go into more detail on. And you're also going to have your own dedicated partner page to actually view each solution that we're offering and see what the credits and the benefits and the perks are as well. Process to join, again, is very simple. You fill out one form with your information. We assign somebody to be your concierge specialist who's going to work with you and learn more about your property, learn about what you need, what you're really lacking, and what we can help with. You'll get access to the client page, which will list the solutions and the perks that come with it. Then you begin to, as we find solutions for you that work best for your property, you utilize those solutions. You provide a promo code, which is Building 101. At the end, you submit a copy of the invoice you receive, and we provide you back with the credits to use on another service. These are some of the partners. We actually added a few more since this came out, but these are some of the partners that have already come on board because they believe in this program. And by the way, folks, this is a very much a win-win-win program for everybody. We have our partners are looking to expand their business and grow and show that they can be an asset to different commercial properties. You, as the commercial property manager or owner, are able to benefit from some perks and discounts and credits back. And of course, we at Capital, we're kind of facilitating this whole thing. We obviously want to prove our value to you. We also have some solutions that we provide that we'd like to get in, to present to you as well. So it really is a win-win-win, and we find that those are most of the ways. Those are the programs that work, and that's why we're all very excited about this program moving forward. To see our sign up, very simple. This is just a screenshot of it, and you'll see that in the link as well. And just again, sum up why this program is so exciting for commercial properties. You get the peace of mind and the flexibility. You're not beholden to anything. You don't have to utilize these services, but you can use the services that benefit you the most. These are all services that you're definitely going to be using at some point within your commercial property, and you get rewarded for it. We have special financing programs through one of our partners, and Mike from Trio is going to talk about that a little later on. You're also able to kind of bank the credits for future use. If you get a credit from one service and you don't want to use it right away, you can bank it. They don't expire. You can utilize them down the road in case you do need them. Your own dedicated concierge support team. Also, if you refer over other locations or you have multiple locations, we're able to give you additional perks for that. And then the other important thing is that every month we're going to be sending out a newsletter that's going to announce any specials, and we at Capital are actually running one as well, which I'll touch on at the end here. But every month, one of our vendors. Well, by the way, from the Capital side, we're always going to be running a promotion on one of our solutions and that we kind of want to lead by example and provide some additional perks for you guys, the customers. But every month we're going to come out with a new newsletter highlighting one of our partners and some of the perks or discounts that they're going to be giving for that month. So that's going to be part of the whole process here. And that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Richard from Paul Davis, and I'm going to mute myself. And I'm sure you guys have heard enough from me already in the first 8 minutes here. So I'm going to let Richard take over, and I'm going to sit this one out. So Richard, the floor is yours, and welcome to the Building 101. And tell us about Paul Davis.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Can you guys hear me? All right, thank you, Mike, for the intro. My name is Richard B. I'm from Paul Davis Restoration of Metro New York, New Jersey. I'll spend the next 10, 15 minutes, give a quick overview for what we do, the services that we can provide to our clients, and the ways we can be of assistance and be a value-added partner. And also we'll leave some time for any questions that may come up. So we are Paul Davis Restoration. So Paul Davis is one of the largest restoration companies in North America, with over 350 franchises across the U.S. and Canada. We are the Metro New York and New Jersey offices of Paul Davis. We serve all of the broader New York metropolitan area as well as northeastern New Jersey. Our two main offices are located in eastern Queens in New York. And in Carlstadt, New Jersey, which is in southern Bergen County. So what makes, I'm sure everyone on the call is familiar with restoration services. What makes Paul Davis special is it's all about our speed, our quality of service, and the breadth of our capabilities. So we are available 24/7, 365. When there's an emergency loss, we will be on site within 2 hours. Right? That is why we've located our offices the way where they are, to be able to respond to anywhere within our service area and be on site within 2 hours, regardless of what time, what day an emergency loss happens. Paul Davis has been around since 1966. We're actually one of the oldest restoration companies in North America. Our franchise, we've been servicing the New York and New Jersey communities for over 20 years. So yeah, we've been around for a long time and have been part of this community. I myself grew up in Queens. All of our team are native to New York and New Jersey, and we're very proud to serve this community. On the service and capability side, we provide end-to-end full service, and we can handle disasters of any size and any complexity. So our goal is we want to be the one call you make for all of your emergency cleanup, remediation, reconstruction, remodeling needs. And honestly, even if it's something that you need that we don't do, we're in the business of dealing with stuff that happens. So we can always refer you to someone who is best in class at servicing that particular niche. And we also work both directly with the property owners and property managers, as well as with insurance carriers on covered losses. We're actually a preferred vendor for most major insurance companies, and we've had a lot of experiences working with adjusters, working with insurance carriers, et cetera. And one thing I'll add is for commercial clients who sign up for our first priority program, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, we will provide a private VIP phone number that directly rings the cell phones of the entire management team. And this is to ensure that our first priority clients get the fastest response time and the senior most attention on an emergency loss. All right, Mike, next slide. Mike, next slide. Oh, there we go. Thanks. All right, so I'll just quickly go over. I mentioned we're end-to-end full service and can handle losses of any size or complexity. The most common losses we deal with include water and flood damage, fire and smoke damage, mold remediation, storm and wind damage, etc. We also provide general renovation remodeling services. We do contents restoration, content storage, packouts, packbacks, as well as trauma and biohazard cleanup and other miscellaneous services. All right, next page. And speaking of contents, we have a dedicated 20,000 square foot facility for contents cleaning and storage with our in-house ozone facility. It is in a private, secure location in Carlstown, New Jersey. It's about 20 minutes from Manhattan, so we can get to New York City very quickly. We can service all of Northeast New Jersey, and it's fully equipped for catastrophe. And we can offer a full range of content restoration services, including inventory and packing. Paul Davis is also a pioneer in using technology to assist with our disaster restoration services. We were actually one of the first in our industry to adopt 3D imaging technology. Today, we offer both Matterport and DocuSketch to help fully capture and document the losses when it's needed. This is particularly useful for insurance claims as well as communicating with relevant stakeholders. So, for example, if you're a property manager, oftentimes on a large loss, you may need to communicate with the property owner or a larger team or even senior management. We help provide a lot of documentation, including 3D imaging to capture the loss to help you with that documentation and communications, as well as dealing with your insurance companies. Quickly, we're highly rated by our clients on all social media platforms. Today, we have over 200 5-star reviews on Google, and they are all real. You guys can go read them yourself. We're proud of how we've served our community in their time of need, and we're proud of the overwhelming positive response we've gotten from our clients. One additional point on the capability is that, and it's important to call out, because Paul Davis is a large franchise network, when there is a catastrophe or a very large loss, we are able to pull in resources and support from the entire network. And the consistency of service and quality and customer experience is unmatched by any other restoration company. And that's one of the main benefits of working with a larger, nationwide network that has an established process, established brand standards, and how we handle things. And one of the examples of this is that we're also subject to the highest industry standards in terms of compliance and oversight. We have third-party compliance is monitored and audited by our corporate headquarters on an ongoing basis. All of our employees are background checked every year. We do not employ anyone who does not have a clean background. We also have all the relevant industry certifications and licenses. We're fully insured. As you guys know, New York, New Jersey are some of the most regulated and litigious environments. So we take that very seriously, and we have all the licenses and certifications needed for all of our services, and we do everything according to regulation and guidelines. For our commercial clients, we seek to be the trusted partner for not just your run-of-the-mill losses, but also being prepared for any large area-wide catastrophes or very large losses. So before any catastrophe event even happens, we like to work with our first priority clients to create what we call an emergency preparedness plan, which I'll talk more about in a couple of slides. The biggest benefit of being a first priority client, though, is that when there is an area-wide catastrophe, we will prioritize our first priority clients. And if need be, we will devote 100% of our resources to those clients. I know no one likes to think about that, and you may not think this is a big deal, but just 3 years ago, when Hurricanes Ida, Henri, and Elsa hit the Northeast, our entire area experienced a massive shortage of restoration services. And frankly, that was when the idea of creating and formalizing a first priority program was born, because what we realized is that simply, we had a backlog of 700 clients that needed our services. And frankly, we weren't able to service 700 clients in a short amount of time. And what we had to do was basically prioritize clients who've been partners with us for a long time, who were consistently using us. So we ended up deciding to create this program to more formalize the process, where by becoming one of our first priority clients, which costs nothing, we will commit to prioritizing those clients when there is an area-wide catastrophe, and devote all the resources there to make sure those clients are taken care of. And I think in our mind, it works much better from a loss mitigation standpoint when you're planned, when you have that partnership going in, instead of when the once every 5 year, once every 10-year event happens, we're getting a call from someone we never worked with. I think as much as we want to help everybody, if there is a shortage of resources and labor and equipment and supplies, we're going to prioritize our first priority clients, who also prioritize us in terms of when they need service. So that's the main idea behind the first priority program. And one of the ways we try to be not just a vendor, but also a value-added partner for our commercial clients is also just by being very detail-oriented and consistent in terms of how we document our work, right? So we'll also work with each client to adopt our process, our reporting, in ways that best suit the client's needs and their own internal processes, right? So, for example, one of the things that I find our clients would find very helpful is a daily executive summary, right? So every day, the project manager who's managing overall manage the project will create an executive summary to summarize what's going on with the job, what activity has been done to date, and what needs to be done the next day. And that email often gets forwarded or copied to senior management at the clients, or anybody else who has a stake in the claim. I think that's a way to create transparency, create documentation, reporting. We also do very detailed photo reports. I mentioned earlier we can do 3D imaging capture to document the loss. So basically, our process is not just about creating great service, but also doing a way that makes it easy for our clients to keep track of what's being done, what's happening, be kept in the loop, and be able to collaborate with us in real time. All right, next slide. Okay, so 2 slides ago I mentioned emergency preparedness planning. So this is a free service that we offer to our first priority clients. Some of our clients already have something like this internally, so it's not necessary. But we find that this is a very valuable thing for our clients, where it's a small investment of time. It doesn't take much time. It takes us probably about half a day. We need to walk through the property, get some information from you, ideally get a floor plan, just know where all the key things, like where's the emergency shut off, where's the boiler room, how do we access, who are the after hours maintenance people to call. I think just getting that documented in a brief, punchy report, we find that's very helpful, right? So that when an emergency loss happens, and as we all know, those things always happen at the most inconvenient time. When that happens, we don't want to be trying to figure out what to do on the fly. We want to be planned, prepared in advance, and have a written plan to go to in terms of following procedures, knowing where things are, and how to make sure that we respond immediately. So this is a free service we offer. We can do this very quickly and efficiently. We use an app, and that produces a report, and we're able to incorporate photos, information, key contacts all into one report, which then gets maintained and updated by the client. This, we find, just having this in place makes a massive difference in terms of mitigating the losses and minimize not only costs of responding to a loss, but also minimizing the business interruption, right? Which sometimes is much more important than even the cost of mitigation. So yeah, this is a free service we offer to all of our first-party clients. And this slide I'm going to go through. This is just a sort of summary of the ways we work with our clients. I circled the priority status and area-wide catastrophe. I think that's probably the biggest value add. I think all the other things I talked about already. The goal of all of this is to be a solution provider, not just a transactional vendor. Our goal is we want to be your best friend on your worst day. All right, next page. Just last page, just summarizing some things we talked about already. Basically, the Paul Davis difference. We handle losses correctly and we communicate it right, so you don't have to worry about it. Like I said, this can be it can be a very bad day for our client, but it's not a bad day for us, right? Like we're prepared, we know what we're doing, we know what needs to be done, and we're here to sort of be your best friend, right? On a day when everything seems to go haywire. Priority status is given to our first priority clients. Again, this is, I think this is pretty timely. I think a lot of you guys have probably seen news articles and forecasts from the NOAA, the various government agencies that are predicting this to be an extremely active and volatile Atlantic hurricane season. We had 2 very mild storm seasons last 2 years, basically since 21 when those hurricanes hit. I think this year it looks like it might be a pretty active one again. But the point is, we want to be prepared, right, before that even happens. We don't want to be scrambling. We don't want to be trying to figure out who to call, what to do, when a large hurricane hits the area. I mentioned a 24/7, 365 emergency response. Our business process is built to be on site within 2 hours. We provide active loss management in terms of centralizing the cost and oversight, providing updates, reporting, and giving full transparency to the client in terms of what's going on at any point in time. And we want to be the one phone call you guys make for any kind of emergency losses, reconstruction, remediation, cleanup. And we also as a vendor that's preferred vendor for a lot of insurance carriers, we have pre-approved pricing by the carriers on covered losses. So that way it also helps streamline that process and make sure that that the client gets paid by insurance as soon as possible. Bottom line, we are your partner. We don't just want to be a transaction vendor. We don't just want to be someone that you find on Google when there's 2 feet of standing water, right, or big fire, or some kind of catastrophe in your building. We want to be your partner. We want to be planned and prepared in advance and be here for you for anything that comes up. So that is all. Any questions before I pass the microphone back to Mike?
Yeah, we did have one come in, and thank you, Richard. That was a very comprehensive presentation there. The only question actually we had 2. One I think I have an answer to, but I'll let you. The first one was there for the first priority agreement, is there any commitment or obligation or cost
No,
to
there's
join
absolutely no cost. It's simply a 1-page form that says that, hey, when you guys have, when the client has any loss or needs any service that we provide, the client will prioritize us. And when a loss comes in, we will prioritize the client as well, right? It's a mutual prioritization. There's no cost. There's no commitment. We don't want to make it a legal document, right? There's no, there's sort of no police to go and check to make sure, hey, next time, one of your buildings had an issue, you guys called us. But the spirit is very much spirit of partnership, right? We want to build that relationship, build that trust, right? So when something happens, we are your first call. There's absolutely no cost. Even the EPP, the emergency preparedness plan, will do all that free of cost. In the spirit of partnership, trying to demonstrate that we're here for you. We're here for anything that happens to one of your buildings, one of your properties. We want to be a partner, and we view this as a long-term relationship.
Okay, and the other one I think we could answer, but I'm going to share it with you because I think it's kind of funny because it seems to be a property or commercial owner from Pittsburgh says, hey, will you travel to me? So I guess the answer is, from at least my end, and maybe you can chime in too, Richard, but from my, we're rolling this out as a nationwide program. Obviously, Richard's group only covers New York City and parts of New Jersey. But as we grow this program, we certainly expect to have other restoration services or Paul Davis out in Pittsburgh soon.
Yeah.
And So maybe you could chime in on that too, Richard, a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, for large losses, we absolutely do travel outside of our area. So the same way I made a note earlier that if we have, say, I don't know, like a massive water loss, in a high rise office building or high rise apartment building that that basically gutted, I don't know, 10, that there's a leak down 10 floors and gutted a bunch of units. These are losses where, hey, like we're part of a large network, one of the largest, most competent and experienced restoration networks in North America, right? We can pull in resources from other Paul Davis offices, right? So likewise, we're able to go, even to Pittsburgh, we're able to go outside of our area for for large losses. And frankly, even if it's a very small loss, we care about partnership, right? Like just call us, right? We will figure out whether it's sending our crew or getting the local Pittsburgh office involved, where we're providing the constant communication, that oversight. We're assisting in any way we can. We're sort of being that one foot to choke. Basically anything that's best for the client. And in the end, like it's not. I mean, I know we're all here to make money, but it's not about making money because that's a very transactional mentality, right? It's about being your best partner, right? It's about doing what's right. And even if in the end it's like, hey, you know what, it would take me too long to get to your site in Pittsburgh, or if it's, hey, you know what, like there is we do have an office in Pittsburgh, but for whatever reason they're not the best handle this loss, right? Even if it means, hey, we got to go find somebody else who's best to do the job, we'll do that. Like we're here to be a partner. I believe in building a long-term relationship, and I think in the end that's one of the ways we want to differentiate ourselves from our competitors.
That sounds great. No, that's so I hopefully that answered the question. Thank you very much, Richard, for coming on today, and we're excited to have you as a partner as well. And yeah, we look forward to doing some great things, and everybody will a lot of perks are coming on, both Building 101 and the ability to go on to that the first priority program. I think is like Richard said, it's all about being prepared. We hope for the best, but we have to plan for the worst, and I think that's that's a good mentality to have. And I think that program is pretty amazing, and yeah, we certainly look forward to working with you on this, Richard. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Very excited about this program, and thank you, everyone.
Okay, have a great day, Richard. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to bring up our next partner, which is Richie from Ranshaw. Good afternoon, sir.
Michael, how are you?
I'm good. Richie and I have known each other for too long. I should be getting a gold watch soon, but from my time in. But he's going to talk about Ranshaw Plumbing, which is our partner that's going to handle Queens and possibly some other locations. So the floor is yours, sir. I'm going to step back and just let me know when you want me to move the slides.
All right, great. So how you doing, everybody? I'm Rich Spinelli, third generation licensed master plumber in New York City, licensed oil burner installer, licensed backflow device tester. Basically, we are a family-owned and operated plumbing and heating company. Okay, been in business since 1960. Been at the same location since 1980. Okay, we service pretty much the 5 boroughs with the exception of Staten Island. For the purposes of this program, we want to focus on Queens because we want to make sure we can deliver fast, reliable service. Okay. Everybody knows New York City getting around is not easy. So sometimes logistically, traveling to some of the outer boroughs can be very time consuming. So we do service it, but for the purposes of this program, we want to make sure we can deliver. So we're focusing on Queens. We specialize in basically any plumbing and heating work, repairs, on the residential level, on the commercial level. Okay. We do a lot of heating work. We do a lot of boiler service. We do a lot of the regulations, the New York City Department of Buildings regulations and requirements as far as annual low pressure boiler inspections. We do annual backflow device testing, which is required by New York State. We do DEP boiler registrations and inspections. Okay, when you get to the larger stuff, we do local law 152 gas inspections. Okay, so we've been around for a long time. Okay, we do a lot of work for a lot of commercial customers. We service banks. We service some hospitals. We do a lot of work for the Diocese of Brooklyn, which is the churches, Catholic churches, the rectories, the schools, all the properties that come along with it. Okay. And we also have another facet of the building, which is very popular. Okay, it's a growing business. We have a mobile boiler business. Now, what that basically is when we come across these big apartment buildings, these big commercial buildings that are replacing their heating equipment, or they may have a chimney issue, or they may have a gas shutdown, and they're taken offline, meaning they got no heat, no hot water. Okay, so what do we have to offer? We have a boiler basically in a shipping container that we can roll up to the building. We can connect it to the existing heating system and get that building back online for heat and hot water. It would be temporary for the duration of the repairs. Okay, sometimes it could be a couple of weeks. Other times I've had mobile boilers on site for several years. Okay, so that's something that we service all the boroughs for regarding the mobile boilers. That's not a problem. We do the setups, we do the permitting to have these mobile boilers installed. And like I said, we've been in business since 1960. You look us up on Google, you can go to our website, get the full list of services that we offer. We have hundreds of almost 5-star reviews. We got a great reputation in the business. Okay. Because we do things right. Okay. We're reliable, we're honest. Okay. And we get the jobs done. New York City's complex. Okay. Getting these jobs filed, completed, and signed off, is not an easy task a lot of the times, whether it's plumbing installation or heating installation. But we strive for that. We get the jobs done right, and we get them done, closed out, signed off a lot of times first go around. We are members, actually board members of the New York City Master Plumbers Council. So we get a lot of the information beforehand. We're in the know, where we kind of have an idea of what's coming out, what's in the pike. So we're very in tune with the nature of the business as far as building department rules, regulations, and whatnot. It's complex in New York City. I mean, I think second to New York City is LA. Those are the two most complex building departments as far as rules and regulations in the nation. So but we have a great understanding of the processes, plumbing and heating wise. And I'm confident that we'll be able to help, whatever clients decide to come on board with us. What else do I want to say? It's not as comprehensive as Richard's other presentation, but we what else do I got to say? So that's my dad actually up there. He couldn't make today's presentation, but he's still involved in the business. Okay, my grandfather was the founder. He has since passed on, but we're still going strong. And I have a son, so maybe we'll go 4 generations. We don't know. So we can go to the next slide. So, as far as plumbing services, I mean, commercially, we're handling it all. I mean, as far as repair work and whatnot, boiler repairs, boiler service, burner service, we do emergency after hours service. We do gas pipe repairs, gas shutdowns, water heaters, boiler replacements, boiler repairs. We do drain cleaning, sewer camera inspections, water jetting, water treatment services on boilers. We treat boiler water. We can go to the next slide, Mike. Plumbing violation remediation. So if you get violations from the building department, we can help remediate those. Okay. Heating services, we'll do small stuff, regular 1 or 2 family home, up to commercial industrial boiler rooms like you see in the picture here. Okay. What else? Violations, DC tank. That's our mobile boilers right there. That's what they look like. It's a 40-foot container box. We do have a few 20-foot container boxes, which come in handy a lot of times in Manhattan when you got space constraints and whatnot. So those are available for rent. Okay, we've done a lot of interesting clients for this. We've heated pools for movie sets. Okay, we did one for a commercial in Times Square. We had to heat a temporary pool for a commercial they were filming. But most of the times it's high-rise buildings, big stuff, and we're not talking small 8-10 family stuff, because it doesn't make sense to put one of these in front of a building that size. These are generally for, buildings that are, I would say 60 family or greater, 50, 60 family or greater, where, you got a major issue and you're down for, several weeks to months at a time. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Okay, fully licensed, insured. We've been around for a long time. You could check us out online to get the full list of things that we have to offer. But I think that's pretty much what I got to say to introduce us. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, we had one come through, Richie, which I thought was kind of interesting. Also, when I saw it pop up, I said, "Oh, wow." The question was, for the temporary boilers, is there a program like similar to what Paul Davis was just mentioning about first priority, where somebody could be like on a list? I think is what he's trying to say, in case they ever need it. Is there some kind of program you offer for that?
All right. Well, the answer to that question is, we don't have an infinite number of mobile boilers. So, if there's been times where we've had all our mobile boilers out rented, okay? So to keep a trailer in reserve is difficult because they're all different sizes, okay?
Mhm.
We got, from 70 horsepower up to 350 horsepower. Okay, so 9 times out of 10, I have a mobile boiler for the application that I need. Okay, but with that being said, it is something that's available on availability basis, basically.
So it's not like it's not an infinite supply.
No,
That
it's not infinite. These
okay.
things, they take up a lot of real estate. These are not
Sure.
little pieces of equipment. You know what I'm saying? We're talking big stuff. So, but like I said, 9 times out of 10, I have a trailer ready to go. Okay, we have quite a few of them. So,
Yeah. I think that it was just an interesting point he made. Asking, was it similar to the way that Paul Davis was describing their service? But yeah, no, I didn't even realize you had that. So that shows that's pretty good. That's a nice feature.
And I've rented them to other contractors. I've rented them to the end user. It all depends. Other heating contractors that might be doing work, I've rented them to all different entities. Hotels. So they are.
Yeah, so there's multiple types of commercial properties that could benefit from that. Anything from I think you mentioned like a 60 family apartment complex up to like a big hospital.
Right, exactly.
Okay, great. All right.
Well, steam and hot water systems. Our trailers could do both. Not many of the players in the business can offer that service. So most of the trailers out there in New York City, we're in Steam World. Those trailers are kind of geared mostly towards steam. So ours are built to accommodate both.
That's really impressive. Like I said, I wish I never knew that either. I wish I had known that. That's a great feature to have. So,
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, listen, thank you for coming on, Richie. I appreciate it. And guys, like I said, Rancho is part of our program. They're going to be handling, like Richie said, mostly Queens, for the most part. And we're excited to have them on as a partner. And we're looking forward to doing some great things. And guys, just so you know, I've known Richie for. I was kidding before about the goal watch. I love this guy. I just want to tease him a little bit. But no, I've known him for probably about 15 years or so, and they've always come through whenever they've done some work with us before, and so on and so forth. And it's a good, as he said, it's a family-run company, going back to the 80 years now or so, and or 60 years or so. And they've always come through for us when we've needed it. So hopefully you all can benefit from their services as well. And like I said, Richie's a fair guy and he will work with you. And I think we're very happy to have them on as a partner. So, Again, Richie, thank you so much for coming on today. And yeah, I appreciate it. And I'll be in touch with you soon.
Sounds good. Excited about the program.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Richie. Okay, so we're going to move on to our last partner, who is Michael from Trio Capital. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you, Mike?
I'm good. Trio has been our finance partner for some time now, and now they've also going to be a part of this program, our Building 101 program. So Michael's going to talk about a few promotions that we're running specifically for Building 101 members. And with that being said, Michael, just let me know when you want me to move the slide, and I'm going to step back and give you the floor, sir.
Okay. I appreciate you having me on, Mike. Yeah, so we're excited. Like Mike said, we've been working together now for a while here, and yeah, I'm going to give you just a brief introduction. I'll keep it short and sweet. A little bit about Trio. So we're headquartered here in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, which is about 15-20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. So a lot of Phillies fans here, a lot of Eagles fans. Mike loves to hear that. Yeah, we're a nationwide small business lender, and so we specialize in small to mid-ticket financing for equipment finance, and we also do working capital as well. So any type of business advance working capital that our clients need, that we help them with to get things done for their business. We are backed by our parent company, Channel Partners, and they've been around since 2009. Their industry expertise really goes a long way with our resources, and we are backed by a $71 billion equity partner. So we're not owned by a bank. We have a little more flexibility with guidelines and things of that nature to help our customers get deals done. But yeah, moving on to the promotion, we're going to, what me and Mike really kind of came together, and Brian as well, who is my direct senior sales manager here. We kind of brainstormed on what would be the best marketing promotion in this environment. Obviously, there's no secret that the economy is not doing the best it could be doing, and it affects businesses. And how can we help customers get the equipment that they need, but also not really break the bank and not really drain their capital? So we're running a 24-month zero interest program, which is right now, as I'm sure a lot of mortgages are 8%. The Fed rate is around there, and it's getting out of hand. So you can't really get 0% interest anywhere. So this is a phenomenal program that we've all kind of put together and really worked hard on, and it's really for the customer. It's really for them to get the equipment they need to make their business and company run efficiently and save money at the end of the day. And so this is just a brief example of what the monthly payment would be on a piece of equipment around $10,000. First payment is due at signing, and with financing, you can take advantage of the IRS 179 tax benefit, where you could write off the full amount. So that's also a huge perk. And one thing about Trio is working with a direct lender. Speed is very important to us as well. So we get credit decisions less than 60 minutes, and everything's electronic. So we make it really easy, and we can get deals done same day. So that's also really important. But that's pretty much the program. It's pretty cut and dry. It's really simple. It's really there for customers to take advantage of, and to really not get beat over the head with a high interest rate. So we're just trying to get as many opportunities as we can, and just to get the product out there and to let it shine. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And then we're also running, Mike, you can go to the next slide. We're also running something exclusively, which is the first 90 days, no payments. And, it's exactly like it sounds. You won't be making any type of financial commitment for 90 days. Use Smart Valve. See how it is. Test it out. Let it bring your bill down. Let it do its thing. And, that's just another tool that we're trying to roll out here to, again, just get more customers on board, to, get them to experience the product, experience, what Mike and the team has, going on over there. And we're just there to support financially anyway, and just to help customers get approved. So that's one, or actually that's two. And the third one would be the 6 and 33 promotion. Now we're seeing a lot of traction with this. And essentially what it is, for the first 6 months of the term, the customer only has to make a $33 touch payment. And so it doesn't matter what the equipment cost is. You could be getting, $50,000 worth of, smart valves, or, 10,000 worth of smart valves. But, you're not really making a huge financial commitment. And again, you're getting to use that product and see it firsthand, and really have it affect, your business and your company. So, we're just trying to get creative here in these kind of unique times. And, I think we've all, especially, kudos to Mike, has been super flexible on, doing what he needs to do to, get the product out there. And, like I said, we're just here to financially support and, help get more deals done and get more smart valves out there. So that's essentially, the programs. It's very simple. I'll just say on those two previous, on the previous slide, there, we do work with startup businesses. We are one of the only nationwide lenders that do. But right now, with these programs, for both, it would be around 2 to 3 years time in business. Every deal is different, depending on different risk factors, whether it's business credit or personal credit. But we're looking for these specific promotions around 2 years or more time in business. So, but we do work with businesses that only have 7 months time in business, for traditional stuff. So, but any way that we can help, we're just another resource for Mike and his team. And yeah, we're excited to, hopefully get more things done in the future.
Yeah, and thanks, Michael, for that. And I don't mean to cut you off or anything,
No.
but I wanted to, this kind of rolls into what I was going to finish up with, because I think it's important. But first off, I wanted to mention to our folks on the call is, I know Michael mentioned the smart valve, obviously, and I'm going to touch on, because we actually rolled out an additional promotion which involves the financing as well. But whether you need a smart valve or other equipment, Michael and his group can help with that. Whether it's oh, and by the way, also I think the labor can also be included into the financing as well, I believe. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So I do, just so you know, this is not just about smart valve, but obviously that's one of our core solutions that we offer for commercial properties. And I'm just gonna explain that to them in a second. I want to keep you on for that, because I want to show them the last part of this, which is, this is what we're rolling out for, as I mentioned, we were leading by example for this new Building 101 program, and we wanted to provide the best perks for anybody interested. But our perk, and that what we're going to roll out to start with is, if you purchase any smart valve, you get a 7% discount back, or 7% discount, and also a 10% credit back from this program. But our big thing that we're doing is that you can combine our smart valve with our new monitoring service, and on sizes up to 2-inch, get a 10% discount and a 12% credit. And on the larger sizes, we're actually going to give you the monitoring equipment for free and still give you a 12% credit. And how this plays into you, Michael, I'm getting there, is that you can utilize either the 90-day program or the 6 months for $33 program at no additional cost. So you're really getting 3 perks in this. In one, you're getting a discount or a monitoring service for free, and you're getting a large credit back at 12%. And on top of that, you can finance it all, including the labor. So you're saving 20% on your water and sewer costs. You're not paying anything out of pocket up front, and on top of that, you're getting the labor and everything covered for at least, either $33 a month for 6 months, or not up to 90 days with no payment. So you can bank all those savings and actually see the smart valve work and see it for yourself, and actually have the monitoring. So I just want to keep you on for that, to see that, we're offering that. And we're also offering the 0% financing. It's a separate program. It's not, we can't combine it with the promotion we have, but we can put that also as an option for the 0% financing that we can put into place as well. So I just want to let everybody know that, and see if there are any more questions. But I'm just checking through here to see if we have any other questions, but that's our promotion. And Michael, I appreciate you coming on today and explaining those programs, and those are going to be exclusive for our Building 101 members, another perk of membership. And we appreciate Trio partnering up with us again on that. And are there any questions for Michael before I let him go? Just post them in the chat box there. We'll just give them a minute or so. And if there are any other questions about any of the partners or the program, please post them. Otherwise, I think we're going to be done. So
Okay.
I don't see anything yet. Thank you again for coming on, Michael, and thanks
Absolutely. Thanks for
everyone.
having me, Mike.
Great. I'll be in touch with you soon.
Okay.
And I just take care. Have a good day. And then everyone else that's on, thank you again for coming on today. We appreciate. And again in the chat link there, you'll see a link to our homepage just to fill out the form for more information on Building 101. And this is our phone number if you want to call us. You can email us at insidesales@GetSmartValve. Our website, and of course the Building 101 program we're really excited about. And tomorrow will be our last vendor introduction, or at least for this week. We have 4 more vendors coming on to introduce, and we look forward to seeing you out there and providing some great services and perks through our partners. And thank you again for coming on, and feel free to reach out with questions, and make sure you take advantage of this. Like I said, it's free to sign up. And just to kind of skip back to the slide I mentioned before, it's one form to fill out, no cost or obligation, and one solution for your property's needs. So I hope everybody takes advantage of this, and please feel free to reach out to me directly or our team. And thank you again for coming on today, and have a great rest of your week. And we'll be back again tomorrow with our last partner introduction. So everyone have a wonderful day. Take care.